What is up, guys? Gideon here, and today finally we begin. This is the beginning of the session. This is the beginning of the ultimate session. This is the beginning of Space Marine 2. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have a bit of a history with Space Marine and in general the whole lore of this. I grew up with it. It was a big part of my childhood. It was a massive thing for me to, paint the models, play the game, enjoy. There was a lot of creative stuff there with the painting. It still holds a very great place in my heart. Really good memories. And it wasn't always an easy thing to kind of accept that, to be a fan of Games Workshop. I was there back in the day when models were lead. You definitely didn't want to be chewing or licking any of those. But they were a very different entity back then. Games Workshop, much smaller company than the behemoth that it's turned into. And now we come to a point where they have released this game. They have the collab with Amazon. And we are seeing some very exciting things happen. Now, I have played the first game. I've completed that a long, long time ago. In fact, so long ago that although I remember Titus fondly, I'm going into this with a kind of a real sense of what's going to happen. So we're just going to jump straight into to the startup, and we're going to have a little look because we're literally kind of going in, I think, where it's just going to be teaching us kind of how to play this, and I'm intrigued to see how this game kind of fares to the memory I have of the old one. So let's have a look here. Okay. So we're jumping in with this mysterious Space Marine, looking very cool. Okay.
I'm up to my elbows in these wretched gaunts. Any word from Brother Darius or the commander?
Loving the graphics.
It is left
Very
to us
clean.
to share the glory now, Kelstros. Hold on, brothers.
Wow. Okay, so let's jump straight in. Okay, speed up. Okay. Tyranids. Don't know a massive amount about Tyranids. I know they are like a swarm kind of race. I'm kind of intrigued how that's going to work because I know they kind of overpower with numbers. So and we were talking about emotions. I'm already feeling a little bit like how the hell is this going to work? Well, let's just see. So parry, okay. Let's see. Let's see how this. Oh, okay, that worked. That was pretty cool. Oh, and again. Oh wow! So that's got some real interactivity there with the swipe. Wow, I love that. Okay, we've got some more parries. Oh, I love that. That's good. That's really, really clean as well. Sorry, by the way, if I get any of the clickiness kind of on my mic here, because I didn't really ever plan to kind of do this, so I went for kind of gamer setups that were quite clicky. I kind of liked the clickiness of keyboard and mouse. Oh, okay.
Now they send larger meat to stop me.
Okay, now we're talking. Okay, what does it want me to do? Okay, we can do that. We'll dodge. Oh, okay. That was the wrong button. So ready to dodge. Oh, okay. That was wrong. Dodge. Oh, okay. I think I'm not quite catching that. Caught that one though. Okay, I think I've got the gist of it. It's oh my. Oh wow. Yes. Yes, I seem to have done that. Okay. Wow, I really lost some energy though. Look at that, half health already.
Even if I have to chew my way through.
So yeah, I think I will have to look into getting some less clicky items. Get the sound right, but you know, as I said in my last video, it's going to be a learning curve. So yeah, I mean already I'm really liking the graphics here. Like I have no idea like what if this is Titus or not, or is that like a bone he's carrying? He's got some of the iconography of almost looks like a kind of nameless chapter or something. The chainsword is, I think, one of the DLC that I bought with this. Very like undescriptive the way he looks though, and very hidden, the whole facial side of it. It's literally almost like he's looking away from me as I look at him. Okay. Let's see where the story is taking me. Nice and clear, by the way, where with the, I mean, it's graphically, sometimes you get that thing with graphical games where they're almost so good that you kind of don't really know where you're going.
I will repay them tenfold.
Ah. Okay. I have a gun.
This bolter will roar in your name, Darius. I swear on it.
Oh.
Come, vermin!
Okay. Reload.
I shall be picking these rotten
Simple enough.
xenos out of my fangs for weeks. Situation here at the
Casually
Vault is
lift
becoming
this rock.
severe. Have you
Okay.
secured the virus bomb?
Very nice.
For every gaunt I smash, 10 more come
So,
raining down.
for anyone that doesn't know, like, Space Marines are this kind of superhuman race,
There will be nothing to stop the Tyranids.
a very dark
Almost at the crash
universe.
site. Just make sure the launcher is still standing when I get there. I will hold the line for as long as I can.
Okay. Yes, very dark universe, lots of war, lots of things trying to kill the human race. And yeah, the Space Marines are kind of very much the people that are, you know, protecting them. Sometimes from themselves, I'm sure they would say. Okay, so it's just combining all the stuff I'm supposed to have learned, I think. I say supposed to because I'm not exactly the best at any games really. I definitely have friends that seem to, whatever they play, they're good at. I will not refer to them in the name that I would use when I experience this. It's most annoying. But good for them. I don't think I ever really kind of took it seriously enough as much as I loved gaming when I was younger. I don't think I ever gamed to kind of be great at it, but I certainly raged when I wasn't. Oh wow. Okay, nice finisher. That's what that was. Mash the buttons. Looks like a ranged variant. Okay, I'm managing to keep my health up as well, which is nice. Now, you probably can't hear it, but the music is quite minimal. It's quite ominous, kind of heavy tones.
We are running
Just
out
kind of
of time.
building up that anxiety, which I am kind of feeling, I've got to say.
Kill team, I am at the crash site.
Wow. Okay. So the video, I didn't get to show the video when I kind of jumped in, but these guys, there's a couple of Space Marines on this I believe, I'm sure this is what this is. They were on this plane, or whatever you call it, and whoever this is basically was one of those like 4 or 5 Space Marines. They were on some kind of mission, and I guess this is where I'm going to meet up with them.
Alpha! Baron!
Get these guys out of the way. Walk into the fire, that's always good.
Baron, my brother, you have honored the Imperium with your devotion.
Oh wow, okay. Okay, that I think is a quest item. Casually pop that in his back pocket.
Alpha! Kelstros, if you can hear me, I have the virus bomb. Headed to the orbital launcher.
Is that as hard as you bite, Xenos? Come on!
Okay, so one down, but it seems like the others are alive. Oh.
Alpha! No! Your death will not go
Oh,
unpunished.
so he's dead. Okay. Now, these are much harder. Finish him. Oh wow. That is so cool. And I get some armor back from that as well, I think. Uh-oh, that's a lot. Oh my god. That is cool. That is very cool. And here's the big boy. So just try not to just kind of mash into it. Very nice. I think as it's teaching me, I think it's giving me back health as well, which is interesting. Suggesting to get quite damaged.
Hang on, Kelstros!
Okay, getting the hang of the parries though. So we are 2 Space Marines down. Okay. Okay. Lots of people trying to kill us. Let's try and sidestep that. Okay. Covered a bit there, my friend. You gotta love the chainsword. It's such a cool weapon. Literally cannot imagine it existing in real life. Very cool.
Hellstrus, are you with me? I have the bomb!
Get some ammo. Oh no.
You have served your Emperor well, brother.
Oh, okay.
Record log. To any Imperial unit that recovers this log, my kill team crash-landed off course.
Oh, a kill team.
My
okay.
brothers are all dead. Slain by Tyranids.
So this is
I
kind
have
of
the
like
virus
a
bomb.
very
Moving to the orbital launcher. We'll
mission-specific
fire
type
into
of space
stratosphere where it
marine.
will disperse over Tyranid positions.
Okay. I mean, I am kind of feeling, I've got to say, like quite a lot. I know I've said before about like anxiety. This is, I think, one of those games that you kind of have to be in the right mood for. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's, oh, I wonder. Okay, that's cool. Okay. So yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, yeah, I like it, but definitely like a real sense of kind of hesitancy in terms of the intensity of this type of game. You know, there's a lot of things happening, especially like the parry. I feel like every time I kind of see that blue glow, there's like a kind of gut reaction to that. Oh, there we go. Didn't even see that one. Very satisfying, the combat, though, I've got to say.
The virus is our one chance to delay the Tyranid invasion. The virus will spread through their forces. They will adapt, but it will slow them down. The virus must be launched into the stratosphere. Nothing else matters.
Okay, so I can hit, and then stomp. That seems to help with the... Okay. Okay, so that seems to help out a fair bit. That's good. Don't know if you can hear my crazy little dog in the background there, making herself known. Oh, am I going to die? Yes. Wow. That just chewed straight through my armor. Okay. Well, that doesn't feel good. I will definitely give it that.
Continue log.
What was
the
I doing
virus
so
is our
wrong
one
there?
chance to delay the Tyranid invasion. The virus will spread through their forces. They will adapt, but it will slow them down. The virus must be launched into the stratosphere. Nothing else matters.
Wow. He's playing like super defensive. Like, that's crazy. Just absolutely avoiding all my hits. And half of my energy gone. Wow. It's harsh. I mean, this game, I love the combat. but you really take the hits. Let's have a look.
Open the gates.
How do we? Okay. Change weapons. Interesting. Where are we? Where are we supposed to be going? Let's use this for a little bit. I like the little bolt pistol, but this is the classic weapon of the Space Marine, the bolter. But like a heavy machine gun, but you don't really get to see like the size of how big these guys are, and they are big. So what am I doing? Why am I here?
Inserting payload.
Okay. Love the graphics. So good. Okay, that looks like a missile.
Payload chambered. Hazardous material detected. Further benedictions required.
Transmitting override authorization. Set course for stratospheric detonation.
The rite of safeguard must be performed. Seek an authorized Magos at the command console.
Okay. Right, so we're not allowed to fire it. Ooh, grenades, nice. Ammo. A little bit hesitant because of how easy I died there. I didn't feel like I was doing anything big wrong, but it really happened quite quickly.
Summon the lift.
Let's see what these do. Yeah, holding the trigger probably not a great way of doing that. It's almost kind of just slightly out of render for me to see exactly what I'm hitting there with this gun. There we go, I think that's what I wanted. Could have just done that. Okay, just smash through. Can only have so much ammo. I think I need to be more aware of my surroundings here, because I think it is trying to make it easier for me. I think I'm just missing some of the more helpful bits.
Machine Spirit, what is the status of the orbital launcher?
Hibernation. Console inactive for 22 hours. This impiety to the Omnissiah has been logged.
Activate launch systems.
The rite of initialization must be performed. Seek an authorized Magos at the command console.
Okay, this is a lot for a startup, I've got to say.
Doubtful.
I mean, I don't mind it. It's a hell of a introduction. Okay, Giving me access to more grenades. Okay, so these are... Yep, even more grenades. Lots of ammo. Now will I get... Why am I thinking I'm going to get jumped?
Drone, can you not hasten the damn process?
Seismic disruptions have occurred. Launch trajectory may have been altered.
Okay, please say we don't have to fight that. Am I going to be dying again? What? Okay, survive is my purpose, it seems. Okay. Okay, I see. I thought I hit you. Kind of satisfying using the big gun, but it doesn't feel like it's kind of dealing with these numbers in the way I would need. Let's see if I can get some more. Oh, okay. Wow. There is a lot, like... Okay. You start to see why I'm not good at games. Oh wow.
It is done.
Okay. What is done? I'm thinking that canister was supposed to do something that we... Oh, Titus, my boy. Don't make me angry. Okay. Are we gonna...
I will take
yeah.
you all with
Okay. What on earth
I will not
is that
rest until
blanket
you
of-
lie dead at my feet.
blanket of bugs? How do they get to do that? They just get to break. Yeah, they don't give a crap about. Okay. I'm not seeing my health bar actually.
Even if I am slain, I will leave you with wounds by which you will remember me.
Okay. Is this like some kind of epic last stand? Oh, two of them? Okay.
We will eradicate your kind from the galaxy.
I mean, it's hard enough to actually deal with one, but I'm not completely sure what's going on with the... why have I got infinite health? Is this like a kind of story? Or is this... That is cool.
May that virus strip your flesh from your bones.
Oh no. Are you kidding me? Let's not... Okay. That looks unpleasant. Oh wow, he does not give a crap about money. Not quite sure how I'm supposed to kill that with a chainsword, but old tactic of mashing the button. Oh no. Okay. Am I saved? Or what just happened? Is that the tutorial done? Was that even a tutorial? Because if it was, I don't think I did very well. I mean, I died once in game and died once in kind of real life there, as in he didn't look very alive at the end. Cadicus orbit. Oh.
Praise the Emperor.
Wow.
The wound was fatal. You survived only through the Rubicon surgery. We remade you. You are a Primaris now.
Why?
Lord Calgar
Okay.
issued the command himself.
Is he
So,
here?
Gone. Summoned by
for those
the
that don't know,
Primarch.
he's an Ultramarine.
I must get back to the
Lord
Watch
Calgar
Fortress.
is
You have
the
been
leader of the Ultramarines.
reassigned.
My place.
And he's
is
just
with the
been
Death
made...
Watch.
The Inquisition
Okay, how do I put
can
this?
find no stain on you.
Space Marine
Titus,
is like a superhuman.
accused of heresy.
Superhuman.
You have served penance
He's
to
been
the
made
Death
into a
Watch
super
for almost a
superhuman.
century, and not once have you
Primaris is
faltered.
like an upgrade.
But you will never know redemption until you have faced the judgment of your brothers.
This is a
Prove yourself to us, and and no true
I guess, kind of like
absolution.
a bit of a religious representative, kind of keeps everyone in line, kind of.
What is your life?
My honor is my life.
What is your fate?
My duty is my fate.
What is your fear?
My fear is to fail.
What is your reward?
My salvation is my reward.
Wow, that's crisp. But if you're getting
What
the,
is your craft?
My craft is death.
the sound effects are really
What
nice.
is your pledge?
Really
My
crisp.
pledge is eternal service.
Kind of quirk of the lip there. I love that. There's kind of ego, like, in that with Titus. Such a
Rubicon
solid
surgery
creature,
has
such a
remade you as
purposeful person,
Primaris
but
Marine.
there's kind of
You
a
are now stronger,
there's so much attitude and
faster,
emotion.
and more resilient. You will take your place as an Ultramarine once more. Your brothers will know that you served in the Death Watch, but your dishonorable status as a Black Shield has been redacted from the archives.
Oh, okay.
Should
He was
it
a
be
Black
discovered,
Shield.
there would be questions. Lord Kelgar has offered you a second chance. Do not taint it.
And just to be clear, that guy isn't a skeleton, by the way. That's literally a helmet. But what an outfit. And look at this, I mean, wow. That is very cool, and he's still got his iconic chained forearm. Never really did understand what that was about, but it seems something quite very relevant. Probably something I've forgotten about the first game.
Brother, Lieutenant.
And I've been demoted.
Good on us. We have work to do.
That was something I think I
Gather
caught.
the rest of the squad on the flight deck.
Part of
Yes,
being
brother.
upgraded was also being demoted. So I'm imagining that's going to be quite an emotional thing for him. I mean, this is a weapon. You know, Titus is he gets told what to do and he does it, and he's very good at it, and he's done it for a long time. I can't zoom in, but if you look on his forehead, he's got those 4 little studs. If you can see those are like studs of service. I can never remember. I always think they're 100 years for a stud. It might be. I mean, 400 years. It could be. Space Marines last for a long, long time. Yeah, so he's... Oh, okay, you're not going to let me through. Are you? No. So he's just died. He's just been remade into a more powerful version of himself. He's gone through the trauma of dying after however many 100 years he's been alive. He died with the knowledge that he completed his mission, which I'm sure to him would have been some kind of almost religion in and of itself, the fact that he achieved his purpose, and I'm sure that must be something like any soldier, you know, to have purpose, to be able to achieve purpose. I can't imagine what that feels like. However horrible your death, I can imagine that there is some kind of sustenance in that, some kind of achievement in that purpose that is given, and even maybe a personal purpose. You know, the fact that whatever that thing was that killed me was also killed. Let's go and see what it wants me to do here.
My lord, Lieutenant Titus reporting for duty.
Have Sergeant Gadriel report to the bridge.
I was just going to say ginger space marine, and
How
he's not only ginger but Scottish.
Good enough.
I love that.
I'll be straight with you, Titus. I have my reservations about your reinstatement.
Okay.
There could be questions, suspicions. I cannot afford discord among the men. Not now.
So
you're a lieutenant now. Will that be a problem?
No, Captain.
Wow, okay.
Very well.
Wow. So he's been demoted from the rank of this guy to a lesser rank. And he's now being told what to do by this guy that he used to be at that rank. So there's a real, imagine, you know, you're losing your position.
We're evacuating critical assets and personnel. These defense guns are keeping the skies clear for our ships.
I'm not sure that's an easy thing for anyone.
Note. Get down there and protect those guns.
Captain, you wish to see me?
Sergeant, this is Lieutenant
He
Titus.
also needs to keep it a secret as well. They clearly don't want him to talk about his old life.
I expect you on the ground within 30 minutes. Dismissed.
Well, that's the look of someone that is confused.
Lieutenant,
Gadriel.
forgive my hesitation. I am merely surprised by this development.
As am I.
Sergeant Gadriel, the Absolver is ready to depart.
Brother Chiron, this is Lieutenant Titus. He will be leading our squad.
Is that so?
Okay.
Well, I shall be glad to have a commander of such experience.
Is the rest of the squad ready?
Already assembled on the flight deck.
Yeah, so...
Good. We'll leave immediately.
So they probably are going to be confused because they don't know... Okay, online, okay. So they don't know my history, or should I say... See, I'm already my history. I'm already connecting with the character, which is a great thing. That was very smooth. So Titus's history, but you know, this is about me. It's about my journey. So they don't know my history, but they can see my studs. They can see that I am very old. So the idea that I am only a lieutenant, it seems that Gadriel is more, is having more issue with it than Karen. Sharon? I'm going to go with Karen. What's this? Oh, okay.
My lord, urgent requests for reinforcement.
Campaign.
Ground forces.
Log requests in
Okay.
priority order. We will respond when able.
And then I guess, do we pick...
Your requests are noted. You must proceed without Astarte support.
Oh, okay. See, I don't read things enough. That's a big problem with me. Lots of clicking. Kind of get almost too caught up in stuff that probably isn't as important.
Akaran to Sergeant Tauros. Move your Devastator squad to support the anti-air emplacements. Sending coordinates now.
Okay, so I'm already on the mission. Proceed to launch bay. These guys are my squad. A confused, somewhat confused squad, I would imagine. And let's go and have a look. So that obviously set the groundwork for me being back in the ultramarine colours, back in the chapter, upgraded to superhuman, super times 2, and I get some boys here.
The Cadians have lost control of the orbital guns. We are to recapture them.
Lost them already? The Tyranids are hurling spores at those guns in great waves. I'm impressed the Cadians held out this long.
I am a little bit... I feel a bit sad for people playing this game, because I know this game's done really well from what I've seen on Steam, just in general.
Have any of you faced Tyranids before?
Only these past 2 days.
Then there is much to learn.
I do feel quite bad for people because they really jump you in. I mean, I like that personally, but I am aware that I'm me and I have a history with this franchise. I don't know how much people would understand, like just the way even there when he said you're Primaris now, he didn't explain what that was. You know, you were superhuman, now you're double superhuman. Like, in terms of size, we all just look normal, but I mean, we're like 7 foot tall. You know, like super, you know, enhanced human beings. Yeah, I wonder what that would feel like from the perspective of someone that is approaching this for the first time. That would be interesting. Because this, I mean, it's a beautiful game. Like, the graphics are gorgeous. But I wonder if that would be kind of intimidating.
Sergeant?
What's this?
Welcome, brother. We are yours to command.
We leave immediately.
Yes, Lieutenant.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's a Thunderhawk. Basically, transport with lots of guns. Skyfire Kodaku. Kodaku. Why does that remind me of the... Oh my god, what is that? What is that kind of Helldivers kind of film? Clandaku. Oh my god. I don't know. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, comment. You know, where they all go down and fight all the aliens. There's something about that name. Oh, what's going on here?
Sir, you served in the Death Watch.
Oh.
Yes.
That must have been a great honor. It's a privilege to serve with you.
Approaching drop zone.
Interesting the difference between these two. You've got one is very open with his emotions.
You see those service studs? Our lieutenant is over 200 years old. He couldn't have been born a Primaris.
Okay. So if he has four, that's what,
And now
I guess
he has your
50,
command.
50 per stud potentially. Yeah, these two, fascinating. I think just what I'm getting visually here. Here we go, so we've got some actual humans now. Cadians no less. Very, very well disciplined. Some of the best soldiers in the Imperium, which is their world, their culture. The Imperium.
Major Sarkana, 8th Cadian Regiment.
Major, give me an update.
The wretched beasts have taken the orbital guns. They pushed us back to this encampment and are staging a heavy assault.
Lirio, take Altarius and Elion and remain here to secure the encampment.
Yes, brother.
Major,
We must reach the defense guns.
Yes, my lord. Follow me.
Okay. She's giving us purpose. And if there's anything Space Marines love,
The situation here
to
has
be told what to
deteriorated.
do.
Those foul gargoyles pollute the skies.
The Tyranids
Wow.
have the orbital guns.
Look at that.
They do. These unrelenting
So,
attacks make a
just the scope of
We shall
the
take care of
numbers
that.
here involved is so daunting. This entire planet is being saturated, and these are not asteroids. These are essentially bugs. These are Tyranids, and these are Tyranids. I don't think these are birds. No, they're not. Yeah, look, they're fighting. Okay. So yeah, these two, Gadriel, Karen, very stoic, very not giving a lot of way, very purposeful, and he's, did I note this? Yeah, metal arm, like that. Very cool. Doesn't say a lot, just kind of here to do his job, which is very classically Space Marine. But Gadriel, very different, very emotional. You see a lot in his face, very questioning. As we said before, he sees the studs. We now know that this chain around my wrist is a death watch, so that's the beginning. That squad that I was in, that's connected to that. So there's already kind of, I guess, setting up a kind of yin yang, a kind of good and evil, a kind of, well, not so much good and evil, but two sides here. A emotional connection with Gadriel and a purposeful connection with Karen. And then Titus in the middle. He answers the question, but then he stops. He'll give you a yes, but he will give you no more. So I guess he almost is the one in between. He's kind of the, you know, he doesn't want to be a dick, but he's also not gonna tell you everything. Oh, and I've got a new button there. What does that do? Okay, for Ultramar. I don't quite know what that is, but we'll figure that out.
Reload!
Let's go and see what we can do.
Major!
There, look at this. Look at this size difference.
Move to reinforce the eastern flank. You, go with him.
We will assist in the defense.
Very good, my lord.
I'm almost twice as big as a human. Ah, there we go. So Q is Righteous Fury. Damage and durability.
Here they come.
Okay. So,
Vermin
My lord, intelligence reports multiple swarms closing in.
Direct us to them.
Sending coordinates to your Auspex display.
so it's going to be interesting to see how my squad helped me here, because I think so far, oh nice, that'll help. So far I think the only part that's made me a little bit unsure of my ability to play the game is dying so quickly in the tutorial. I think that's always a little bit of a tricky thing, kind of emotionally, because it's like, well, you know, was I doing something wrong now? Did I not listen? Am I naturally not good at the game? Maybe.
Resupplying. Leave not one of them standing.
Okay, I certainly prefer
They never learn.
fighting like this.
Munitions secured.
It's such a satisfying sound, the bolters. It's got such a kick.
Restocking.
And the Tyranids as well, they've got a really interesting dynamic because, oh god. Because essentially, if you're killing the big ones, you're essentially kind of destabilizing the small ones. And that's kind of how they work essentially. Am I supposed to be here?
Munitions secured. Changing magazine.
Okay, there's a big boy. Oh, I haven't got my chainsaw anymore. I have a dagger now. So I've downgraded after upgrading. Oh, they have a chainsaw. Where's my chainsaw?
Airstrike incoming!
Burn, you wretched creatures.
A direct hit, Major.
The 8th never miss!
Okay. The 8th never missed, eh?
This base owes you their life, my
Well, I guess you don't
The
need us
Emperor
then.
protects. We must proceed through the jungle to reach the orbital defense guns. Brother Lirio, assist the Cadians while they establish new defensive lines, then report back.
Yes, Lieutenant. It will not take long.
So we're working with the humans, that's nice. Oh, what is this? Drop pod?
Be alert.
Ah, there's my
The
chainsaw.
Tyranids will be lying in wait.
This must be where the
Heavy
swarm
bolt
originated.
pistol.
These abhorrent husks are everywhere. Living organic
Ah,
machines.
okay. Upgrade.
Indeed. Their ships, these pods, all of it.
Okay, I feel a bit more comfortable, I've got to say. He says.
Ravener.
What?
Do not stop moving. I am pinned.
Oh wow.
I must be more vigilant.
I mean, give me a chance.
Got you.
Let's get up there.
Clearing the way.
The finishes are so cool.
Another one dead.
And the noise that comes off those is amazing.
Reloading weapon.
Okay, the punchy flower. I mean, this is interesting.
Guns was costly, and they paid for it dearly. But the enemy numbers are not insignificant. The Cadian 8th will have
So basically, I can't get through a wall until I punch a flower.
with this folk.
I am.
Yeah, okay. I'll take that.
They
Makes
are an
sense.
unrelenting plague, but they are cunning. The controlling influence of their hive mind makes them act as
Yeah,
one.
I can
Tread
already
carefully.
feel
The spores
like a
detonate when
certain
threats draw
level of
near.
kind of settling into the game now. Oh, What is... Oh! The hell? Okay.
Reload.
Not sure what they are.
Reloading. I served the Emperor elsewhere.
The Death Watch.
Yes.
I hope I too will share that honor one day.
Okay. Where do you want me? So I definitely like having grenades.
Eliminate
I mean,
them,
that
then
is,
proceed.
that is very cool. Getting rid of large numbers quickly. Kind of a little bit more scary. Okay, that was the big boy. Let's try this. Oh. Okay. Little
My
mini
thanks
game.
for the assistance.
That completely wasted my... Seems to only want to kill me. Oh wow.
The tunneling Xenos is
Okay.
dead.
So things seem to be focused more centrally on me, even though I've got the other boys with me, which is fine, just so that I know.
No. The swamp will be infested with Xenos. There is a bunker straddling the riverbed. We will cut through there. We will not trade strategy for expediency.
Okay, so he's asserting his
Captain
control
Akaran
over
has
his
given us
squad.
new orders. You must proceed alone.
Kind of
Understood.
starting to
Thank you, Lirio.
See you on the
question,
Resilient.
which is normal, you know, especially in the military world. I would imagine, you know, being able to respect,
There they are.
trust.
The orbital guns.
Trust is a big thing. No less a big thing in war. You know, maybe even more important in war. You know, if you can't trust the people that you depend on, the people that are next to you.
Frag grenade out. Vermin stuff.
Can't really imagine how that must feel.
Restocking. Need to reload.
Bit of ranged combat.
Got you.
Some big boys coming in. So you can't just kind of button mash, I think, in this game, because these guys will defend the block, which is interesting. That's a level of hardness that you don't always get in games these days.
I think that one was resupplying.
It kind of punishes you a little bit.
I have to reload.
kind of progressing through this swamp. Oh, I don't even know what I did there, but Titus seemed to want to rip one of their heads off, which I guess is fine for him. Everyone needs to take their emotions out on something. Probably not the best. Well, yes, let's say it's better than him doing it on his squad. I guess war is an interesting thing with that.
Open the gate.
You don't really get to kind of cause violence. Oh wow!
Sir, you
Look at this.
Open the bloody gates.
Some big guns here. Okay. Well, let's see.
Let us get to work.
It's not the kind of thing I would normally use, but
Another wave. What are they
oh,
doing?
I see. That's
Trying
why
to
they
get up
want to
here.
use it.
Into position, men. Do not let them surround you.
Oh wow.
They just keep coming.
And they okay overheats.
Are you not the Lord Castellan's soldiers? Fight, damn you! Ready to deploy special tactics.
Okay, that's that gun gone.
Frag grenade deployed. Target destroyed.
Okay, I'm out in the middle of it here. Probably a bad decision. A couple of big boys. Nice. So you can do the finisher, which basically makes you invulnerable. Okay, I'll just knock him off.
Honor your home world's memory, guardsman.
Let's see what happens when I do this. So, okay. Well, that was a lot quicker.
Another one dead.
Okay, another heavy bolter there. More health. Let's grab that bolter.
Very good.
My lord! The gates are open!
Everybody
Okay,
inside.
that wasn't
Now.
really that helpful.
Yes, my lord!
Should we not
Forcing
eliminate
my
the remains
gun.
of the swarm?
There will always be more. We must focus on taking down the hive ship.
Okay. I'm thinking that this probably is not what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah. That's oh, they've just run off, which is lovely. Great to see.
We are wasting time. Proceed through the gates. Do not relent in your attacks.
And they're all focused on me.
Why do you delay?
What? I didn't know.
War gear prime.
Never seen orcs do that.
Makes them easier to kill. You have yet to see the worst of them. Oh, I look forward to it.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm not feeling like a massive connection with the squad. I mean, story-wise, yeah, but I'm not feeling like the impact. But I think that can happen on a lot of games. Sometimes it's just a visual kind of sense of it, of them being there. And I feel like this game, because of the numbers of what you're fighting against, you kind of need that a little bit.
Major Sakana.
Go ahead!
We met with one of your squads.
Thank you, my lord. I shall give them new orders.
Proceed.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my god, look at the brutality is so intense. I mean, just they're kind of unapologetically brutal.
No excuse for
And
cowardice.
yeah, no excuse for cowardice. I mean, being dead, I wouldn't have thought that was cowardice. But maybe that's not what he's talking about. I wouldn't be surprised if he was, with the way Space Marines are. Look at the scale of this. Wow. That's crazy. I can't reload. I'm thinking that this is a weapon that kind of is like a bit of a one-shot. Wants me to go that way. Why would I not go this way? Data slate. The clumpiness. I love the clumpiness. Like the you can really like feel the weight of the character that you're kind of navigating with. You know, it's funny character-wise because, you know, a lot of, I suppose it's not an obvious thing, but a lot of the technology that we have is based around not just kind of human processes, but, you know, it's like, I don't know if you ever thought about cars. You know, a car essentially is kind of a human face if you think about it. Has lights at the front like eyes, and
I repeat, awaiting orders to attack.
you know, it's kind of, it's very recognizable.
This is Lieutenant Titus. Identify yourself.
In life,
Captain Iden, sir.
a lot of the
comms were damaged in
innovations and the advancements come from things
Hold fast,
that we
Captain.
see in other places. And what's fascinating about that from a psychological perspective is that I would say one of the most profound parts of developing as a therapist and understanding humanity better is understanding the importance of metaphor and of analogy, and understanding that, you know, when someone walks into a room and they want to talk about something, they're not always completely in the room. And if that is a difficult subject, if that's something that, you know, they've had a lot of problems with in the past, which, let's be honest, is why else would you pay for therapy if you could fix it yourself? you know, they may walk in being very energized, very excited even that they're finally going to, you know, figure this thing out, but it doesn't mean they're going to be able to. It doesn't mean that, like, they're going to, you know, just, I'm going to ask them a question and they're going to have an epiphany and then suddenly, you know, all is great in the world. So analogies and metaphors are really an amazing kind of untapped resource in a lot of ways that help us to really understand, I think, patterns within patterns. You know, so someone, for example, oh, okay, sorry, got a bit of an achievement there. So someone walks into my practice and they say to me, Gideon, I have a problem with, I don't know, alcohol, and I've had this problem for a long time. I want to sort this problem out. It's causing lots of problems, secondary problems, tertiary problems in my life, and I just can't control it. I don't know how to move past it. If anything, it controls me. So we may look at that, we may look at the research, we may look at what works best, you know, CBT, psychodynamic, you know, we might use a bit of art therapy, but more than any of that kind of learned stuff, you know, there's the stories that we carry within us. You know, what does that mean to you? Like, you might find that a bizarre question, like a stupid question maybe. Like, you know, I have a problem with alcohol. I'm an alcoholic maybe. What does that mean to you? Well, actually, it's not really a stupid question, because the thing is with us humans is the same words don't always mean the same things. And what means one thing to one person, when you're describing that thing, it could be very, very different and very illuminating as well. I think that's a massive part of it. You know, when you're asked to describe something, you don't tend to just describe it like a dictionary. You tend to kind of infer your own experience of it. So if I say,
with Captain Iden.
I don't know, like,
We are approaching his position now.
I understand what a space marine is. That doesn't mean that my experience of what a space marine is the same as yours. Equally, my understanding of what it means to be addicted to alcohol is going to be different. You might further go into that and say, well, you know, Gid, have you ever been addicted to alcohol? If not, how could you possibly understand? Well, most therapists, you know, don't share the same problems as their clients. I mean, of course they wouldn't. They wouldn't probably be able to function. But for us to be able to do our jobs, being able to understand the perspective of that person and the depth of their perspective as well. And depth is how we analyse and we find what it means personally. And I think it's one of the big differences between being a person-centered therapist and being a CBT therapist. CBT is a very accepted form of therapy in Britain. Cognitive behavioural therapy, very logical, can be quite linear, in parts almost similar to coaching. You could do homework, you know, there's a lot less kind of talking about feelings as much as what those feelings dictate where you're going with it. Like what does it mean? Like why those feelings? What are those feelings? Whereas in person-centered, you may really push into the feelings to understand the perspective more. But the NHS loves CBT, and I can understand why. It works better for short-term therapy. I am very aware that I'm just sitting back and letting everyone else fight my battles here. But yeah, like analogy and metaphor, just to go back to that. Never take that for granted. You know, if you're watching this and you're thinking like, you know, I'm not a therapist, or maybe I'm interested in therapy, or I'm interested in psychology. Sometimes the biggest kind of most powerful things, you know, that we interact with each other for are things that are very simple. It's kind of almost like the idea of putting a suit on to go and meet someone that you're really nervous about meeting. Well, a lot of the time, the suit is kind of really not what it's about. It's about what the suit does to you. You know, if you put the suit on, is it the suit that makes you look better, or is it your personality that feels better because you're wearing the suit? And this is what analogy and metaphor are really about. You take a word that people will see and connect with, like red, green, blue, and you then ask that person, but what is that colour? What is it really? Describe it for me. Tell me in your words, what is red? What is green? What is blue? And I guess we see this in life all the time. We see it here with these two. You know, Karen sees me as a leader, he listens to my commands, and he does what I say. That's it. Job done. Gadriel, inquisitive, very, very unsure. Lots of contradictions I think he sees in front of him. And he needs answers, which is kind of less Space Marine-y. Certainly Ultramarines are very, you know, very kind of tight-knit, very teamwork-centric kind of creatures. Yeah, it's. I think sometimes people can look. I mean, I studied 5 years to become a therapist.
Squad, move your raggedy backsides through that
But I
gate
think some people, they look at therapy and psychology and they feel a connection to it, because let's be honest, if we got rid of that word, you'd probably put a word similar to human. You know, human is psychology, human is therapy. What I mean by that is that, you know, you are already educated in being a human. You know, you've been one since you were born. But it's very easy to feel a kind of imposter syndrome there, to say, am I a good enough human? You know, am I good enough to do that job? What type of human qualities will I need to have to be the right human to do that? And I think some people, you know, they really feel that enormously, that imposter syndrome. You know, who hasn't felt that in their life? And remember, a lot of people don't go to therapy. A lot of people don't see that, you know, talking about their feelings in a room with someone they don't know, and paying for it, if you're not doing it on the NHS or whatever your system is, whatever country you're in, if you have a free system, they don't see the benefit in that. That's not how their brain works.
Lieutenant,
You know,
navigating
it's
through this facility will take time.
there's an enormous amount I think I've experienced over the years where I realised that, you know, so many people will have been told at some point in their life that, you know, it's not masculine to ask for help. It's your voice isn't as valid as your brother or sister or your, you know, it's. I think that we remember these lessons. I think we get to points in our life where we don't even realise that we are keeping our mouth shut. We are not dealing with the truth, the fear that we have, the issues we face, because we can't fix them. We have an unconscious connection to that truth, but we can't fix them currently. So we
Take
don't
it down.
think about them.
While it
We
lives,
put them.
the other
Oh,
creatures are
okay,
harder to
what's
kill.
that? You know, we look at the issue and we don't see a clear answer, so we bury it. You know, who can relate to that? You know, we are in a point where, much like my situation here, you feel overwhelmed, and you know, maybe kind of unable to take the action that's needed in your life at that moment, for whatever that is. You know, it could be getting a job, you know, trying to find a partner,
Major,
you know,
we have
could be a
retaken
very
the facility.
difficult thing.
Praise the
Could be
Emperor.
making up with a
Boarding a
friend,
Valkyrie now. Heading
or
to you.
saying sorry. I mean, sorry is it's an incredible journey. Just sorry. Well, I'm not wrong. I don't want to be wrong. You know, I wasn't taught how to be wrong. I have to be strong. I have to be this, you know. And again, using the metaphor, I have to be a space marine. I have to be solid. I think in some ways maybe that's why we love games. Certainly some of us do. Sometimes it's nice to think of emotion to be contained and processed in war. A simple good and evil metaphor. I'm right, you're wrong. I will solve this with a bullet, and the world will make sense again. Now, I'm not saying I agree with that morally, but what a simple equation. You know, what an incredibly simple kind of way of looking at life. And I get it. I do. But there are ways we can also make, you know, that metaphor work in life. And I'm very aware that as we talk here, there is this amazing kind of war zone going on in the background. Now, I think what I'm going to do, do you know what? I was going to kind of
Major,
step back, but
we need to establish a perimeter.
My troops are in defensive
I
positions.
think we're getting quite close to
The enemy
end
will
of
try to
this
scale
mission,
these
so I think
walls. Do
I'm
not
gonna push
let
through
them.
and oh, a grenade launcher. No, I think I'll keep this. I think I'm gonna just keep going, try to finish off this mission, because I think I've got a good feel for the game. Wow. Look at
Northern
this.
wall is breached. Fire. No hesitation. Reloading weapon. Get them off that wall.
A well-placed grenade will fix that.
The finishes are just so cool. I know I've said it before, but they really are.
Another one dead.
That's annoying when the little ones kind of jump on you if you don't catch that blue symbol, because it's quite a. It kind of kicks you out of being able to do anything.
Lieutenant, the orbital guns are functional, but the targeting system is jammed. It needs to be reset manually.
Understood. Brothers, let us make haste. Be ready to move.
Okay. Let's make haste, brothers. I mean, I don't have the right voice, clearly. Titus is definitely representing masculinity a lot better than I am here. Okay. Just the devastation is incredible it's very Space Marine. It's very dark, and again that phrase, unashamedly dark. What's this? Okay. You can hear that clump, 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 clump.
Assist where possible, but do not linger. The targeting system is our priority.
Yes, my lord.
Hostiles in the kill zone!
I mean, that's satisfying because they're so annoying, those little ones. I'm kind of happy. Wow. Oh wow, they do finishes as well. That's very cool.
My lord, this elevator will take you up to the controls.
We'll keep the Xenos off your back.
Very good.
Okay. So we need to get the
Major
targeting
Sarkana,
system working.
we are almost at the targeting system.
You need to manually raise the petals of the satellite dish.
We will see it done. Major, I see the mechanisms. Stand by.
Be alert. The Tyranids have taken notice of you.
Let them
Keep them off me while I get this done.
Okay, that locks me. That's worrying. So that locks me into
One
that
down.
function quite heavily. Wow, they really don't give a crap about me.
Target destroyed.
Okay, I'll hold the button down.
Ready to move.
Are they going to keep them off me?
Done.
Thank you.
Go for the next one.
Really nice when it works, like when it kind of makes sense. Oh god, they're jumping me, aren't they? Kill him. Wow, look at
4
that.
mines. One left.
It's literally just being overrun. I mean, wow.
We are
Okay.
done.
My lord, the gargoyles are heading for the antenna.
They mean to destroy the targeting system.
See that they fail.
Okay. Looks like we're going up. Ominous. I feel like we're getting close to the top here.
Frag grenade out. Resupplying.
And what do you want me to do? Defend targeting system.
Here come the winged vermin. Protect the antenna.
Position secured.
More gargoyles headed for the antenna.
Changing magazine.
The
Oh,
enemy
you
are
really
going
feel
for the
the
antenna.
you really
Eliminate them.
feel the reload. Oh wow.
The enemy have damaged the antenna.
I mean, let me see it.
Need to reload.
Oh,
The enemy have damaged the antenna.
a completely different antenna.
Reloading weapons.
Okay.
Need ammunition.
The enemy have damaged the antenna. We must hold them back.
Reload.
Oh god. There's a lot going on the screen.
Reloading. Resupplying. They never learn.
My lord, the antenna has sustained significant damage.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Like, I'm not quite sure where. You really feel the speed in this moment. Like, I'm kind of running around, trying to be kind of where they want me to be. I'm getting attacked by all of this.
Got you.
What else?
Restocking. Better.
Okay, one of
The
them.
guns are ready. Use the terminal to begin targeting.
Okay.
Target
Ooh,
locked.
that's a big gun.
Let us relish the sight of those vile ships burning.
Wow. For the Emperor. That'll do it. I mean, there's me saying I can't be everywhere at once, but that gun can, seriously. Is that the mission? I think it is. Well, I mean, guys, what an awesome first mission. I mean, first mission and a half, I guess, because the first one was kind of interesting in its own way. It was kind of tutorial. Let's see if we can get this paused here. So let's have a little think about this. So obviously I've come into this game a little bit different. I know a bit of the backstory, and that's going to affect how I see the game, how the game feels to me, but very much kind of, I guess, an experience of getting used to the new story, the new graphics, the way it feels. There's a lot of stuff in this game that wasn't in the last one.
Lieutenant, Captain Akaran has new orders for you.
I bet he does.
Where is Elian?
The enemy tried to smother us. We got separated. By the time we had slain the attackers, Elian was dead. Something put a hole clean through his helmet.
I should have been with you.
I only wish he had lived to see that hive ship burn.
I fought beside Elian for 2 decades. He could not have been defeated by Hormagaunts.
There are creatures more deadly than Hormagaunts down there.
You should not have let our squad be divided.
He is gone, Sergeant. Duty is all.
I do not forget my brothers so quickly.
So we're seeing again, just briefly at this point at the end here, we're seeing Gadriel again, like really emotional, really kind of hurt by that news. And Karen, I'm sure, has been there, you know, as long. I don't see any studs on his head, but, you know, he doesn't say anything. He's about duty, just like Titus. But Gadriel bleeds emotion. He's very present. He's very verbal. And we have to remember that doesn't mean that Gadriel is any better or worse than Karen or Titus. It just means that he has a different way of dealing with it. You know, maybe he controls reality by asking questions, by being vulnerable, seeing what it feels like to interact with reality in action, in voice. Karen's different. I don't know Karen's story yet, but that clearly there's he makes life make sense in a different way. Maybe duty is, as they just said, duty is purpose. Maybe that's how he rolls. Maybe that's how life makes sense. Oh wow, look at that. That is a dreadnought. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous dreadnought. Look at that. Wow. Okay, so as I said before, what we're going to do on this channel is we're going to look at what we just kind of experienced there, and we are going to talk about what does that mean. So first of all, let's be just very clear about this. I am one man. Yes, I'm a therapist, but for a long time before I was a therapist, I was just absolutely normal person, you know, playing games, enjoying life, doing the best I could. So yes, there's a slightly different perspective of the two Gideons meeting, as it were, but I'm looking at this from that perspective of the therapist reacting, but also how does my entire organism of all of me, how do I react to this? How does it feel? So let's start with characters. I mean, we get introduced to Titus here, and Titus doesn't give a lot away. I mean, there's deep emotions, as we've talked about. He has probably more outwardly about him that gives information about how he feels, how he thinks, than actually what he said so far. He's very tight-lipped. In therapy, that can be very difficult. Even when someone kind of enters therapy, they want to do it for a reason, but they don't kind of want to talk. And that may sound very counterintuitive, but actually happens quite a lot. Maybe the hardest part was getting there, but they're not ready to talk just yet. And you know, that has to be ways of dealing with that. You can't force someone to just open up. And that, I suppose, goes back to these two guys, you know, Gadriel and Karen. You know, these are the two kind of companions in the story, I guess, and two very different dual representative kind of characters they are. As I said, and as we've talked about before, two very different people that I think in some ways I'd be very surprised if they weren't supposed to mirror elements of Titus, but that also mirror two different versions, I suppose, of humanity. The solid military organism of the Imperium that doesn't question, only serves, duty is everything. And Gadriel, the more human space marine, superhuman creature that can destroy armies on his own, and yet he's emotional, he is hurt when his friends die, he is questioning when he's not in control. I think very relatable, and I like that. Gadriel is clearly like, I feel an irritant to him, but actually I kind of like that I'm irritated, because sometimes protagonists can actually, you know, really give the story depth. So I like the characters, I do. Haven't learned a lot about Titus yet, but intriguing. We're approaching it from a different angle. The story so far are really great. I love the progression of entering the story as a completely different entity, being reborn. Phoenix metaphors are one of my favourite metaphors in life. The death of something, the beginning of something else, is so relatable to just such an enormity of psychology. The idea of that being the first story, as it were, the Death Watch, him dying, him coming back and then fighting this war with a new body, new purpose, a new position. But also him again, and Titus, if you'd have played the first one, and I highly recommend you go back and play that, Titus is a kind of, he's never really, I suppose, supported. Titus is always kind of a bit of a maverick character. Also, if you haven't watched the Amazon Secret Level, I think it's called, go watch that, because there's a young Titus in that, and I won't ruin it for you, but it's a great example of Titus, because even in a squad he is an individual, a kind of avatar of the lone wolf, and yet he serves a much greater ideal. And I think we're getting that in this position as well. Sounds of music. I mean, the sounds have been kind of quite really good, I think. You know, in the background, lots of kind of stuff that. Yeah, lots of. I don't know, lots of stuff that I think is really poignant, like the way they create. I think the way we're hearing, you know, the thuds of the boots and the kind of ominous music in the background. Nothing big, no big kind of symphony stuff, but really pushing the emotion, the darkness, the working with the kind of moments where you were getting surprised and you were getting trapped, you know, very kind of theatre music in a sense. I think the thuds of the guns, the kinetics I talk about in my first video, very good. There's a strange relationship, I think, with the feeling of the good kinetics, the finishes, the parries, but how that interacts with the kind of the heaviness of the armor. He doesn't feel massively fluid. Like, the speed of him is quite heavy. I don't really know how a good way of putting that. It works. It definitely works, but you really feel the heaviness. I don't really know another way to put that. But the combat is lovely. The combat does feel really, really good, even at this early level, just kind of one mission in. But yes, definitely kind of building the tension. And I think that goes well into the last kind of point here, which is, how does it make me feel playing this game? Well, I think in a lot of ways, as I said kind of halfway through, it's not a game I would play to relax. Let's put it that way. It is a good game. It's a beautiful game. The graphics, the characters, the story, the interplay of characters, of secondary kind of characters, and the way the story is unfolding is really interesting. I'm super intrigued to know where this is going, but it pushes you, I think, into a place of anxiety almost. I think it punishes you quite harshly, as you saw. It wants you to do a lot. It wants you to do it in the way it wants, and it's not going to give you a big buffer. It's not going to give you a kind of big element of understanding, really. It's just going to kill you, or you're going to fail. And yeah, I haven't seen that in a while, I've got to say. Maybe I play a lot of strategy games, so maybe kind of FPS, maybe that's a little bit of something that maybe that's why. Maybe dying quickly or without knowing exactly why. Maybe that harsh kind of learning curve. Maybe that doesn't sit as well with me in some way. Maybe I'm not fully aware of that. But I can definitely feel the tension as I was playing it. I definitely felt like I relaxed in as we went, as I got to know it, the controls and the story. You see that because I'm starting to talk about, I suppose, other things, and as the story is going on, which is always a good kind of indicator. You're dropping in more to the unconscious, and for the story to do that's a sign of a great game, in my opinion. So what do I think? I mean, I've got to say, Space Marine, they could have done pretty badly with this game, and I probably still would have given it a thumbs up. I think personally, for me, as a game, this is an easy 8. This is a great game initially. It's a wonderful game to play. I'm intrigued where it's going to go, and it's a beautiful game, graphic wise. I think in terms of like how the game fits with kind of me and kind of emotionally, I think it's a game that, and I don't know if this will make sense, but it's probably a game I would play like on the weekend as opposed to playing in the weekday, because I think that it is it sounds weird to say, I guess, but it's a game that you have to be ready for. You have to get yourself ready for. You have to kind of like, have a cup of tea, and kind of like after your first death or something, kind of shake that off and go, okay, this isn't a strategy game. This isn't a slow game. I need to click in here. I need to get my parries on. I need to listen to the story, something I'm not known for. I can be a very lazy gamer, for sure. I don't listen. My friends tell me off for this. I do not listen as much as I should. And my brain spins a lot. Like I overthink things that are really not that important. So yeah, for me, I think this is I think it's one of those games that I have to almost like get myself ready for. So I'm going to say, kind of personally, for me, I think this is kind of more of like a 6 or a 7 in terms of something I would play every day, or multiple times. But I will put the proviso in that I don't know how the story is going to develop, and I've played FPS games before where I'm super into it and I will burn through that game. So who knows? Like maybe that changes, and I think that's important because as I say, with all of the things I look at and all the things I review going forwards, take them with a pinch of salt, because this is my opinion. This is, everyone's going to see this differently, and everyone's going to feel their own list differently. How they connect with the characters, the story, the sounds, how it feels to play it to them, how they leave the game as they put it down and go and have their dinner. That's the way it should be, in my opinion. A good game should be different for each one of us. But an amazing, amazing game, and I'm so glad that I did this. Really happy with how the whole thing kind of went, and I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Oh my god, honestly, the next one I have planned is just going to be so much fun. Not that this wasn't, but in a completely different way. So thanks a lot for watching. It's a long one, 2 hours. I love watching like long videos, by the way. Big books, long videos. That for me is like bliss. Getting a YouTube video that pops up and it's not like 10 minutes. I don't know. Like, I get told off for thinking that that big videos are good, but it's not like I have loads of subscribers. I hope you enjoyed this. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Gideon out.